All right, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the pre-market show. Bear Bull Traders pre-market show. This is Norm. You're stuck with me for the day. Carlos will be out. I might be joined by a special guest later, but we'll see. Can you guys hear me okay on YouTube? Let me know if you can't. No. Who knows if one of the other mods hops on, might be. But Peter's off today as well. Yes, Warren Buffett. We're gonna have the Oracle of Omaha on. So anyway, first I'm gonna start off with a couple of announcements, and I'll mention them later too, just because I know some people don't get here this early. But first thing, Andrew's gonna be in Texas in about 3 weeks, right around the 20th. In Dallas and Austin. Those are posted both on Facebook events and in the forums, so take a look at those. RSVP either on Facebook or in the forums, preferably Facebook, but I know some of you don't have it. Or you can email me, norm@bearbulltraders.com, obviously. You don't have to be a member to come to the meetups. It's always great to meet fellow traders and people that have read Andrew's book and everything else. So then also, he's going to be speaking at the Modern Traders Summit June 22nd in Montreal, and they're going to have a meetup the day before that on the 21st. So if you're up that direction and Texas is way too far away, obviously you can go see him there. Go to the summit. There will be a number of traders speaking there, obviously including Andrew. And then we've got the Bear Bull Traders Challenge going on this week. The leaderboard is posted on the homepage. Grab that real quick. It needs to be cleaned up a tiny bit, and so here's the leaderboard for the second day. 2 traders actually have been in the top 10 both days. So it'll be refreshed. There'll also be a total so far for the week posted in just a little bit. So keep your eyes out for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive into this. What do we have going on? So yesterday, let's take a look at what we had. Obviously, it's earnings week. There's a bunch of things going on. We had Shopify on scanners. Let me get back to yesterday. Carlos is more polished at this since he presents every single morning. He's used to it. So bear with me just a little bit. Shop was on, I believe it was on the gappers yesterday and took off at the open, ran up essentially all day. Actually, it wasn't, but somebody did call this out in the room. Made a nice move, sustained all day. NXPI was on the gappers yesterday. A little bit choppy at the open here until it settled in for this nice drop. But I know a lot of people were saying they were getting caught up in this chop, which this is essentially untradeable in that area. Where is my pin? So, but once, if you let this settle down, and then usually about reversal time, 10:30 or so in the morning, you could settle in. Once it lost previous day close and these moving averages, it was a nice move, a few dollars all day. Let's see here. Western Digital is the same kind of story. A lot of this stuff was just real choppy in the morning. And unless you got just some amazing entry up here, you would have been stopped out a few times until this finally lost VWAP and started going down. And then there were reversals throughout the day too. McDonald's, I know several people caught this one. It never could put in a second low, so you could actually have played this kind of, it's early for a double bottom, but you could have seen that this held this area and then was able to get back past previous day close and through VWAP. And then I believe it was Kurt took it maybe somewhere around in here once it broke through again and had a nice run up from like 198-ish to 200. So anyway, that's an overview of some of the stuff that we had on our list yesterday. Let me go ahead and clear this out. I'm not seeing anything on there that's too interesting. Pins, we'll keep an eye. We'll keep it on. We'll add it back. And maybe Disney, because that one we'll take a look at Disney too. So let me clear that. At least we got a decent gappers list this morning, so it looks like. I haven't been able to dive into any of this stuff yet. Blake, I have one main trading screen, which you're seeing most of it right now. I have a little bit of it off the screen, but that's just because I'm showing the gappers and the scanners over here on the left. And then I've got 6 screens total. So one of them's taken up by the chat room, and the other 3 have a variety of charts. Most of the charts, I've got 12 of them, are no montages, just 5-minute charts. So once we create our list, I'll put those up. And then I've got a screen that's got a couple of different time frames, 5 minutes, 2 minutes with montages. That's for stuff I watch all the time, or if something's especially in play. Twilio. All right, that's what we got up there for now. Then we'll clear this up. Yeah, I don't, Blake, I don't have all these up on the screen. I have various positions in various things, so I keep some up here just so I can look at different stuff throughout the day. Like this stuff at the bottom, I never trade these. Day trade these. These are just things I've looked at over time. And then I've got indices up here, VIX, tick, and then these are, I don't trade Google all the time, but since it a lot of times influences these other things, I have it on this list. And then these are ones that I trade on a fairly regular basis as well, and then I'll have my main watch list. These are the ones that I'll end up putting up on other screens. So funware. Let's check the this is 17 million float, so that's a lower float. Let me get over here. Not really liking the pre-market in this one so far. Had a little bit of volume in here, but these crazy wick candles, not really the greatest flow. It's got 306,000 shares traded. I rarely, if ever, trade anything under 20 million float, so I won't be touching this, but we'll leave it here to see if anything happens. It's not looking that great at the moment to me. CVS. And I'm not as caught up on the news this morning as I usually am, so if you guys can help me out. Oh. Did they report earnings? Yeah, okay. Figured that was the case. I thought they were up. So they had some decent earnings. CVS has been in play a lot recently, just with the political stuff, talking about Medicare for all and what's going to happen with drug prices, things like that. So it looks like they got some good news earlier on earnings. They've got 553,000 shares traded, which is a pretty decent amount for CVS. It's not the cleanest pre-market, but let's see what happens when we get closer to the open. Apple, of course, reported earnings last night that everybody seemed to be thrilled about. Dropped pretty hard. It was a sell-off yesterday, and then this morning last night popped up around 213. I think that's the highest it got up to. And then it's just kind of bounced between about 213 here and 210-ish. So 209 and change. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. See if they want to try to sell that off or if they think it's something that'll continue. Twilio, this one, as always, seems to be a little bit choppy to me. Whenever I've looked at it, I have not traded it because of that. So we'll keep an eye on it. 118,000 shares traded. So it's got decent volume, but not really a very clean price action this morning at all. Oh, and I meant to mention that earlier as well, is the Fed's going to interest rate decision 2 o'clock this afternoon, and also the ADP private employment or jobs were gangbuster this morning. That came out about 30 minutes ago. So let's take a look before we go any further with these, see what that did to SPY. So there's a whole lot of volume, but it didn't really move things that much. So we are sitting at all-time highs here. We even gapped up quite a bit after yesterday, so that's sure that's mostly on the Apple news that came out. So let's see if looks like it wants to try to run to 300, but we'll see. AMD is gapping up 4%, selling off a little bit at the moment. They reported as well last night, so yeah, this AMD will be in play today for sure. We'll keep a look at that. Take a look at that. We will put some levels on it in just a little bit. Pinterest. So this chart, I saw some funny things on social media about this, and I can't compress it here properly. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it doesn't work too well, but the parabolic nature of it when put on a chart that has more time frame, it's just like a straight line, like straight up. And at some point, like yesterday, it had to have this pullback. So we'll see it. Maybe it finds some support here and goes back up. I have not traded pins yet. I usually wait a while for IPOs, be able to get some levels and everything else. I know it's been traded in the room a bit, but I have not yet stuck my toe in that one. So Repligen, so this is a 43 million float, so it's a mid float. Daily looks pretty interesting. Been trading in the 50s, and then looks like last week popped up real hard. I don't know what these guys do. It sounds like some sort of biotech. Merrick, I bet, probably knows. Yeah, it's not super volume this morning, but we'll see. We'll take a look at it in a little bit and see how the morning shapes up. HRTX, 63 million shares. Look at this daily. This thing dropped off. I'm guessing either some kind of drug trial news or earnings. Let me take a look. Benzinga. So it was halted earlier, it looks like, and you can see it right here. It's been halted twice so far this morning. So, yeah, some drug trial issues, failed FDA approval. HRTX and PCRX related. Gotcha. All right, let's see. Anything else popped up here yet? PRCX did, but like you said, that's related to the HRTX. All right, let's look at NASDAQ active and gainers. So staff. Bring my fundamentals back. All right, I see you guys throwing up some tickers. After we go through the gainers and active, we'll look at the tickers you guys are throwing out there. After we look at a few of those, we will put some levels on. So staff, looks like a low float. It's not 320,000 shares, but I'm not seeing where a ton of this is coming from. The dailies, not really a big fan of this one. ENPH. Terrible pre-market. PCRX. That one's related to HRTX we were talking about. Pre-market's no bueno. Orgs, nothing. No volume. MTFB, no volume. We already looked at Fun, TNDM. No. Not enough volume. EYPT has a lot of volume. Looks like it was back here. That looks like it's possibly a block trade or something. Let's go through time and sales here to see if we can find it. I don't have anything going back far enough, but right in here, these wicks, and that'll keep me away from it. HJLI, no volume. All right, active. We should get more out of here. AMD we're going to look at for sure, so skip that. HRTX we already did. AAPL, we'll look at that one as well. NBRV. It's the float in NBRV. Looks like a low float. 66 million shares. The daily. Under $5, so I won't trade it, but I'll keep it on. I'll add it down here just in case. Take a look at it in a little bit in the little riskier section. All right, SQQQ, NASDAQ short ETF, STAF. Staffing 360, 3 million share float. You know, this one, the pre-market's a little choppy in there. I won't keep this one on my list. PHUN we already looked at. NOVN. Penny stock. EYPT we looked at. QQQ, another ETF. All right. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. PCRX. It's the one we just took a look at, right? It's got volume, but it's not really doing much. We'll keep it down here just in case something shows up on it. I mean, this flat price action. What's the news on it, Merrick? Earnings are tomorrow. All right, we'll keep it on there. We'll take a look at it in a minute. I'm not a huge fan of this just flat price action. I mean, interesting. We'll see. All right, so what else are we looking at that you guys have? AMD, yes. I'm looking at the YouTube chat first. We will look at AMD in just a little bit, for sure. eBay, Roku, and Square. Okay. Gabriel, I'm sorry, I'm not Carlos, man. We'll jump into it. I'm not used to running the show first thing in the morning. I've been running around taking my kid to school, so bear with me. Carlos will be back. He's not gone forever. So eBay, Roku, and AMD will do it, and Square. We'll take a look at these first. So eBay, there's no volume on eBay, 930 shares traded, nothing there. I'm going to take that off. Roku's really light volume so far. It's only 59,000 shares traded. Roku's in play quite often, so it's probably something we'll save for the scanners later. I'll put it down here. Square, no volume. Price action this morning is not really that great. Kind of just chopping back and forth. There's no definitive clean moves or anything like that. So I'm going to take that one off. Square is one of the few stocks that I just don't like trading. It's up there with Tesla and IQ to me. Those are my some stocks have personalities, and much like Gabriel's talking about mine, I don't like Squares. So I don't like the way it acts. So anyway, let's what do we have in the room here? Let's see. We looked at Merrick's. I'll come back to AKAM in a minute. Sorry, I'm scrolling down the chat in the room. Twilio's up on our list already. Pins is on our list. We'll go back and take a peek at it again. EL is one that's new. EL, there's not enough volume. It's got a nice gap up. I'm guessing, did they have earnings? Yeah, earnings this morning. So it's a nice gap up, but not enough volume really to trade off of right now. Plus, it's a NYSE stock. So this might be something. A lot of times, NYSE stocks won't have volume in the pre-market or early in the pre-market. So I'll probably look for that on the scanners later. Beyond Meat later today. IPO. Yeah, I know it's the year of the IPO, isn't it? What else do we have? All right, so that's what we got for the moment. I'm going to put EL down here, probably for the scanners or midday stuff, where volume comes in at the open and other things aren't looking great. Roku, I'll do the same. All right, so let's clean this up a little bit. Funware 17 million. I'm going to put this down here. What else do we have? Delete this from up here. CVS is looking good. Apple, of course, is looking good. Twilio, I'm not a really big fan of this price action here this morning. It's got 131,000 shares traded, but it's just not clean. I'm going to take that one off. AMD's almost it's getting up close to 2 million shares traded, which even for AMD is pretty heavy volume. Up 4%. We'll keep that one on. Pins, yeah, we'll look at this and see what it does later, but there's no sense in putting levels on it, really. It will have levels from previous day that are already on the charts. This price action isn't too great. Hoping we get a couple more that pop up. And keep this on here. This PRCX, it's just this price action here. It's just back and forth in a 50-cent range. So I'm going to delete that one. This one might be interesting. It looks like it's trying to get some ground back after that 25% sell-off. So we'll look at that. Nothing else has popped up yet. So let's start it. Go ahead and get levels, and then we'll come back and see if there's anything else. AMD. Clear off these old levels. All right. 2669 is the recent closed high. We'll keep that on here. You can see these several spots of support at 27. It was also yesterday's low. I'm going to add a line there too, even though it's already got a dashed line. It just kind of, to me, I do that because it shows, when I'm trading it, if I forget, it shows that there's a little bit more, maybe more of a support there since it's got multiple lines, both from within the last 2 days and then other daily levels. 25.19. Let's see if we can get something more in this range up here, though. We'll have to go back. We've got that line as well. 28.20-ish. 28.12, excuse me. And then we'll go see if we can find maybe one more up here in the high range in case it decides to try to break out above 30 or something. We'll have the 30 whole number, and then this looks 30.77-ish maybe. So right in there. MU, not really in play. Delete that off of here. Facebook, not in play. It's something we'll take a look at later though. So CVS. Oh, we've got some nice levels back here. I'm going to delete levels off of CVS from the past. So these areas of resistance right here at 56.90, excuse me, 57.50-ish, 57.56 is what I had it on exactly. 55.61. Those are both within today's movement, so that's an interesting spot. Go ahead and mark. It looks like previous day close was a pretty congested area too. Here's a pretty definitive level right here. 58.70 if it can go on, and let's see if we can go back and find one higher than this. That's way up there. I don't see it getting there, but it's a pretty strong level, so I'll add it, and we'll have to go back here and find this. If it can get over 60, maybe it can break to the 60, 43, 60, 50 level. Apple. All right, I've already got some lines that I put on Apple yesterday, so 197-ish to the downside if it broke down, and then 205.21 and 209.22. This level, I'm actually going to move this one down. It's a little bit off where it should be right there. 208.51. So that's that recent high before it started pulling back. And then we're going to go back in time here. See if we can find some levels to the upside. It looks like this was a level of support. So, you know, if it gets running, see if that turns into resistance possibly. And then who knows if it can break free of this congestion. That's 223. It ain't gonna make it all the way up there, but this gap from earlier at 217, we'll throw it on there just in case. What else? AMD we looked at. HRTX. Let's see what we can find here. So, is this, we'll have to go back a ways it looks like. Is this an all-time low? No. So we've got good area for levels here from 2 years ago, so they might not be quite as strong as they would normally be, but at least give us a little something to trade off of. So there's a level right there, right at 18, 17.99. That looks fairly significant to me. And then to the downside, 15.41, 14.46. Let's look at intraday here. So this 14.46 pretty much coincides with this low 14. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on here too. Roku. Roku's not looking that great for the watch list right now. This and EL will be something we'll take a look at later. Get rid of these levels. All right, so we've got a few to trade against there. Some of them are ways away. Let's get deeper in here. See if we can find, well, previous day close. See, we've got so many lines in here from the last couple of days that those will probably trade well. High of pre-market. Low of pre-market. Those are in the mix there too, so we'll use that. EL. I guess I traded this a long time ago, or at least put it on my watch list. I don't remember trading it in the past. All right, I'm gonna get in here. So we've got yesterday's levels in there, and then we're gonna go back in time. All-time high? Yep. So, all-time high there. Let's look at the 5-minute. High pre-market. Low. All right, so there's EL, BRV. See if we can find some levels here. I won't be trading it, but just in case. It's right where we're sitting right now, but could move off of that. So I go ahead and mark those myself. I know sometimes like Carlos doesn't. And then let's look at pre-market. Mark the high of pre-market up here. And then, yeah, that's what we got there. Funware, not really. It had decent volume back in this area, but it's all fallen off, it looks like. I'm not seeing a whole lot going on here, so I'm not even going to keep that on this risky list. Just hadn't done enough in the last. Volume, for me, should be increasing as we get closer to the open, not have a whole bunch of volume and then almost nothing. So what else we got? Let's scan the gappers one more time. Pins has popped up. I know it didn't have enough volume last time, so I'm going to throw that on here. Come back, take another look. And then Twilio really hasn't picked up much in volume either, so all right. Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit better. Obviously, we don't have daily levels. The daily levels we have are marked by highs and lows here in the red already. So we'll just find some pre-market levels. And I'll see if there's anything that, any major support or resistance that took place yesterday. I like to use a 15 chart for that. So it looks like that was VWAP that would have caused that. Yeah, I mean, those levels are pretty much already where that is. So we'll leave that for now. All right, Anybody else have anything? Netflix taking off. Let me get a couple more rows. Yeah, Netflix is taking off. I don't trade Netflix very often, but we'll throw, I think we're going to have a pretty good list this morning. So, what am I doing? Start throwing up lines that are so far away, there's no chance. 366. And then let's look. Hey, morning, Brian.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. Good morning, everyone.
I'll mark higher pre-market. I don't know if it'll hold or not, but we'll see. And all right, Brian, have you had a chance to look over anything yet, or are you just cranking up your system?
Oh, I just sat down here a few minutes ago.
All right. Well,
so just taking a look through some things here.
Go for it. While you do that, I will make these announcements once again. So, if you guys, members of the chat room, if you have a great setup you'd like to show off, Andrew's going to run a little contest. And let me find it real quick. Andrew's running a little contest. It's in the forums, so check it out. If you, I guess he's going to give away a laptop, it looks like. So it's laptop month here at Bear Bull Traders. Anyway, so, take a picture of yourself. You don't have to be in the picture, but if you want to look super excited and be in front of your trading station, if you want to say anything about the chat room as well, we can add it to it. But, put a logo up on the screen, his books, something like that, just so we can show it's actually us, and so we can share that. So that would be much appreciated. Is that you, Hulk? Super excited? And then let's see what else we got. A couple of meetups. He's going to be here in Texas and Dallas and Austin a little bit later in May, so check the forums for that. You don't have to be a member. Just come let us buy you a drink. And then he's going to be speaking at the Modern Trader Summit Montreal, June 22nd. The night before, the 21st, he will be doing a meetup there. And I believe, are you going to that too, Brian?
I don't have any plans to. No.
Gotcha. Okay. And then, of course, we have the challenge going on right now. So let me get back there so I can drag this in. Challenge leaderboard has been posted. We've had 2 traders that have been in the top 10 both days. So out of over 100 people, that's really pretty impressive. And that's what we're trying to go for here. Let's see. And there's another tally that'll be put up in a little bit with the total points for both days. So take a look there. But good luck, or good job, those 2 traders that are in both. Oh, nice, Michelle. Yeah. Let me find out. We'll let you know. I was not told where. Maybe it's an email to us. But Michelle, shoot me an email, norm@bearbulltraders.com, and I'll let you know. If anybody else does, they can email me as well. Ryan, I need to file a complaint. Ryan, I don't know what you're asking exactly. Yeah, but that forum is locked, so you can't post your picture in there. So I don't know where he wants them to be sent. Yeah, I need to get a stand-up desk myself. So anyway, well, thank you on YouTube for watching the pre-market show here. Carlos will be back in a day or 2, so he needs a break every once in a while. Thanks for bearing with me, and trade safe. and we'll see you back here tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern.